That's what I'm talking
what
about.
did he what did he specifically say? Something like that, maybe. What did he specifically say?
I put it on mirror, so I put it on mirror. He said,
And
"No,
I bet he had a tone to it too.
He from
Did he have a
Mississippi,
tone?
just like me. He said,
Hey,
"Oh,
you gotta
hell
let, hey,
no."
Veronica, you gotta
Hold on,
hey,
Mr. Lego, we can't
Let
hear.
her finish, yo. Let her finish.
He cursed me out. He said, "Oh, hell no, you ain't gonna talk to no man. Why? You represent me." And I said, he said, "You need to apologize to that man." And
you do acknowledge in anybody's presence. If I disrespect any of these ladies, I'm disrespecting all ladies. And if you're disrespecting a man, you disrespecting all men. You know, that's why he said that. So I appreciate what he said, and I appreciate you for apologizing.
Put him on real quick, Mommy Three Loves. We want to give him his flowers.
I don't need to see my man. Yeah.
Daddy Three Loves.
Getting back to what you was, we got it on the TV. Everybody watching, so they watching.
Shout out to Daddy Three Loves. Shout out to you, buddy.
Yeah, shout out to who that is. That's a man back there.
That's a man right there, Veronica.
Going back to what you had said.
Okay. So yeah, what I'm just trying to get to, like, so he told you not to
whenever I left, I had to be back at a certain time. If I was home 5 minutes late from work, he expected me there at 4 o'clock. At 4:15, he called. And it's a bunch of foolishness.
Well, you know, that's not really control. That's like overbearing and smothering.
We got to start shifting, y'all. We got to shift.
To me,
all right, go ahead, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, T mommy.
He said, you know your ass won't want to be me if I ain't had no money.
Exactly.
Man, what's the next topic?
All right, the next topic, which Mommy 3, you kind of brushed over a little bit, and I guess this pertains to your situation, but I got a video to play with it too. But is it a woman's job to protect the image of her spouse and her family? Go ahead, play this.
That falls underneath this household, everybody needs to provide for. Everybody needs to protect it in different ways. Listen, if you're a mother, you protect this family. How do you protect this family? You don't go out there twerking with your kid in the club. That's how you protect this family. You're protecting our image. You're protecting our integrity. Okay, how am I going to protect this family? No man is going to walk in here and touch anybody. So now we're both protecting, we're both providing, and that's the only way that we really need to have, only mindset that we can have to really have a solution.
Question. So men, and I'm just going off what you just said, so do men not have a responsibility to protect the image of their family?
I'm not saying that they don't. I was just giving an example because everybody needs to protect the integrity of everything. But I think that the word protect has been pushed as a men-only obligation.
Question, who's pushing that? Because I ain't gonna lie, in the comments, they be like, well, what you gonna do when somebody break in your house? First of all, like, no one's breaking into most people's houses. Like, what are the chances of that happening in most cases? Like, the chances of somebody having to provide, that's every single day.
Yeah.
Is anybody under threat of having their house broken into every day? No. Like, so I'm just saying, these are the retorts that men are saying in the comments.
All right, is it a woman's job to protect the image of her spouse and her family? I'm gonna go to Precious first, and then we go to Bruiser.
I agree with the guy in the video. He said it's everyone's job to protect it. Pertaining to the question, is it a woman's job to protect the image of her house and family? Yes, it is partially her job. The way you represent yourself is you're representing your family, you're representing your husband. So it is your job to protect that image. It is your job to speak highly of your husband. It is your job to watch how you are, on social media or whatever the case is. But I wholeheartedly believe it is a woman's job to protect that.
All right. What about you, Bruiser? What are your thoughts on this, sir?
I think he got a point, but I think the lady was just being a little bit trying to be too precise. But a man's protection is just not restricted to the house. It's an everyday thing. When you get in the car, when you go to the grocery store, anywhere you go, when we together, I'm going to be the one that jump in front of the bullet. And I also protect a woman from herself, because these women are like children. Shout out to Mr. Let Go. I'm gonna let him go on that. I know he got that shit written down in his notebook somewhere. I'm gonna pass the mic.
All right, hold on, Mr. Let Go. He didn't pass the mic to you. Just hold on for a Second there, sir. You got a lot of mic time. Let me go ahead and get to Ali. Is it a woman's job to protect the image of her spouse and her
Well, I
family?
mean, you can go back to the apple don't fall far from the tree, right? So the way she conducts herself, the way she speaks, the way she presents herself, is a full representation of her man. And we see it all the time. Like I know y'all do. When we look at social media, when we see women in public, when we look, like I mean, here we can see exactly who their husband are. We know exactly how their husband behave. We know how their husband conduct themselves, and we know if he's in control, if he's not in control. But her entire image and reputation is a reflection of who that man is. If she's out of control and she looks like she's promiscuous or looking crazy on the internet, we think the same thing of the man. So yeah, she a full representation of what's going on in her household by how she conducts herself.
All right, balancing.
I agree with Ali because if you think about it, a lot of women actually, that's why they want to be single though, because they don't want that covering. They don't want somebody to tell them what to do, tell them how to dress, where they could go, what time they have to be back. So they rather just do what they want to be on their own and not have a covering. We can see that a lot with women today. But personally, if I'm going to answer for myself, everything I do, the way I speak, don't do that. The way I speak, where I go, what time of night I'm out, who I'm hanging with, and what they do, everything I do is a representation of my family in general. So there's many people I can't even hang out with because of their lifestyles. So I know that my man would have an issue with that. So yeah, it's no days off. 24/7. Everything I do, everywhere I go, I'm representing him. And because I know that, you're not going to see me dress a certain way, speak a certain way, or do things that I know he wouldn't like. Period. Like you have to have that level of respect for a man, and unfortunately, a lot of women don't, and we could tell, and that's why they're single.
Okay, Veronica.
I definitely agree. I think both parts, the husband and the wife, have a responsibility on protecting the family image, the family household. You represent me, I represent you in all aspects. Yeah.
So would you say that it's even for both?
Oh, absolutely. Okay. Absolutely.
Okay. Go ahead, Lady Di. I see you got a little smirk on your face.
No, I agree. But I wanted to put a story that happened on the news probably a couple of years ago. And this is why I say women got to protect their image because it's going to affect your household. So there was a story where a woman had parked into a handicap parking space. And an older man came and was like, "You're in my spot." And she's like, "No, I'm not," arguing with this man. And after that, he actually shot at her, but her man came out of the 7-Eleven and tried to protect her, but he ended up dying because he shot him to death. Okay. Now, this example I wanted to bring because she was out of control with her mouth. First of all, you shouldn't be arguing with no man in public. First of all, you don't even know this man. You don't know what he has. That's number one. Secondly, you shouldn't be arguing with no man, period. Because they are, they have ways that is going to be more stronger than you regardless. So you arguing with a man is like, why would you do that?